Hi everybody, this is Nisa on my dolls, and I have to apologize in advance. This video might be a little shaky. I knocked over my tripod and broke it, and I cannot find the spare mount for it, so I'm just kind of holding the phone. And so here is the Peaches and Cream Barbie. As you can see, I got the Peaches of Cream Barbie with the brunette hair. Some people are labeling her as African American. I gotta say though, with the Josefina mold, she could very well pass more for like Latino than African American. So I guess it just kind of depends on your perspective. So she came in a box that is clearly bigger than the normal AG box. For the specialty box here to accommodate probably that big poofy dress. And she had a piece of tissue over the window, which is nice, just to keep the box in good shape. So I've got this really bright light that is shining behind me, and hopefully you're not getting too much glare, but once I take her out of the box, that shouldn't be much of a problem. And I most certainly am going to take her out of the box. Okay, so here she is. I'm going to try to stay out of the reflection. And as you can see, there are two air holes on either side of the box, which is pretty cool for people who plan on keeping her in the box. And then there's this really nice, oh, there's the light glare again. This really nice and then there's this really nice peachy flower pattern in the background. It's a pretty nice heavyweight box. And I'm going to lay the box down so I can open it up. So that is much better, and you shouldn't really get any glare. Just a shadow of me. You can see the inside of the box. At first glance, I don't know how well those... Oh, yeah. Okay, so from this view, you can see how those highlights in her hair really stand out. The blue eyeshadow, and I know the blue eyeshadow was a point of contention among a lot of people, myself included. I was like, I don't think I want that blue eyeshadow, but it actually doesn't look as blue as it did in the stock photos, and we all know how stock photos are. And actually her lips are, let's make it better, her lips are quite a bit darker in real life than they are on the camera. And her peachy outfit it's peachier. There's her accessories up there. Something someone noted was that in the other doll, the blonde doll, there was no tissue around her legs to pull out the dress, but in the brunette doll there is. And it makes me kind of wonder if it's just because the darker skin would show scuff marks more. And so there's just an extra layer of protection. I don't actually know. It is very tempting just to leave her in the box just like this, sheltered in this really cute box. But no, I'm going to go ahead and I should take her out. So she has all of the snaps in all of the places you would expect to have snaps. And I'm going to assume for the most part that this is a job best completed with both my hands. So I'm going to have to put the phone down. So I am seriously not reaching back into that box and cutting anything with scissors. So what I did is separate the pink outer box from the inside box, and I'm just going to take everything apart that way. Just pretty much what I do with all the dolls. I always turn the box backwards and cut everything from the back. That way I don't run into any problems with cutting the doll from the front or cutting anything I'm not supposed to cut. And inside here are your care instructions for the Peaches and Cream Barbie doll. I may work smarter, not harder kind of a girl. So basically just remove the tape. And then there's these tabs on the back. I'm just going to pull them. And now they will slide through. I mean, this girl is really in there. There's these other like reinforcing tabs here. And just kind of pop these things in. And there's one down at the bottom. And she will slide out. So here she is standing on her own, which she's perfectly capable of doing. But there is a stand in here. And it says Barbie by American Girl. There are 2 hair combs in there I will probably never use. And Peaches and Cream Barbie instructions. And of course, American Girl dolls never have those instructions, but Barbies do. So I thought that's pretty cute. Make you feel kind of Barbie-ish. If you need to feel Barbie-ish. So it was only now that I realized I forgot the tabs on the bottom of the box that release the stand. So here's the stand. And it, the screw for the stand is in here. So you have to unscrew that and then stick it in here and make a stand. It's pretty much the same stand as the wooden American Girl ones, except that it's white and it's Barbie. I've got a couple of those wooden American Girl ones, and those are pretty awesome stands, nice and heavy weight. All right, so you've seen this girl. Now, it's pretty late when I'm recording this, and so I am going to finish this up tomorrow. I'm going to go and get another attachment for my tripod so I can do this hands-free. So that whole first half is a mess, and I hope the footage is usable. Here we are, and I've got the phone adapter for the tripod. So this lighting is always weird. I'm going to have to do a little studying to see how to get some better lighting, because even with the ring light, it's not all that great. At any rate, here she is. And, okay, so I think where we stopped, I showed you this guide right here. Peaches and Cream Barbie guide. And it actually has like the Barbie picture on it. And it shows you how to arrange the stole in different ways, which is really cute. And then some glamorous hairstyles. So I'm going to go ahead and take the stole off. Well, before I do, let me show you the hair clips. Okay, here we go. They are made of a, let's see, fairly sturdy plastic. Is that her ring? Yeah, there's her ring. There are 2 combs and 2 barrette type. And they just feel like regular plastic barrettes. The likelihood that I'm ever going to take her hair out of the hairnet is pretty slim, so I'm not even going to worry about these. They will go back into the box with the certificate. And I'm thinking she's got the Barbie bracelet over here. So if you don't know, this is my first limited edition doll, so I don't know. But I know that the other Barbie has the tag on it. And I'm not a Barbie person, so I don't know if Barbies come with tags, but this one's got a tag on it. I don't think there's... I think if it says Genuine Barbie by Mattel. I think if I get it into focus, it's going to have to glare from the light, and so I don't think I'm going to be able to do much with that. But anyway, it's Velcro, so you can just put the tag on and off, which is really cool. I was going to put this in the opposite hand, but I've already got this hand out, so we're just going to stick that on there. That is really cute. Matches her earrings, which are removable, and they are metal. The ring The ring is not metal, but the earrings are. Standard size American Girl hole. Stick those back in here. All right, let me take the stole off for you. Oh, I totally forgot the stole is attached. So if I want to take it off, I have to snip it. So I'm going to leave it alone because I'm not going to snip it off yet. And it's under her arm. Is it attached on the other side? Yeah, I think it is. Here it is in the back. And I would probably say it's like maybe 4 feet long. It's pretty long. Her necklace is metal. Someone was saying that the blonde doll had cloth and that the brunette doll has plastic. I don't know why, but the brunette doll also had tissue underneath her skirt. So let me see if I can get a better picture. Oh, look at that. That is so beautiful. We've got some sequins and some beads. They're beautiful. And this accent right here. Someone was saying that for the price point that they thought this doll should have had the Swarovski, hopefully I said that right, crystals. And I think if she had had the crystals, she probably would have been in the 310 range. But I'm okay. They're crystals, whatever. I don't miss them. You know, I can't say it's not like I'm not a fan of the crystals, but it doesn't actually matter to me. So, as a seamstress, you know, I'm going to talk about this material. So this right here is pretty basic. Stiff. It's a nice bodice. And this is on here. As far as I can tell, let me see. It is removable. It does tie in the back, so I could actually take it off of the dress, which I'm not going to do. She may never get out of this dress. I haven't decided yet. This right here is a soft, I don't want to call it tulle. It's a sheer fabric. Like the name escapes me, but you know how they have the sheer curtains? Yeah, it feels a lot like sheer curtain material. Okay, it's got a pink on the outside, and inside is like a light peach happening. So it gives it a two-tone color, which is really nice. It's the same with the dress. Okay, so yeah, you can kind of see it. This up here is pink, and it's a darker pink than what the camera is showing you. And this right here is peach, and it is a peachier peach than what the camera is actually showing you. It kind of looks almost beige in my camera, but it is very much peach. Kind of like that typical peach skin tone you see in crayons and color pencils. And that's the overskirt. Then there is an underskirt. That's just one layer, and it is peach. Then there is another underskirt, which is that satiny material that like underwear is made of, camisoles, slips, that polyester smooth underwear material. It's pink. And then are her little peach panties and her peach kitten heels. Let me pull these up so you can see the little kitten heels. And there's tissue on the back to keep it from scratching your skin. And there's an elastic here. There's slip-on elastic. Okay, I'm trying to think if I showed you everything except for the hair. Turn her around. And I just have to say, she is a very pretty doll. So when I first unboxed her, if that video turns out right, I won't know to actually edit it. You could see the highlights in her hair very well. Let me tip her down. Yes, it's kind of like she's got the dark brunette hair. She's got these, let's call them caramel. Well, they're a little darker than caramel. They're like a milk chocolate. Yeah, highlights in her hair, which are very, very pretty. Um, I'm trying to debate. Like, I don't want to take the hairnet off. But I guess if I take it off, I can always just put it back on. Ooh, maybe I can. Somebody put that on like they were trying to keep this hair from having a problem. Okay, so I'm just going to peel this off and I will untangle the hairnet and tie it back on later. Okay, so here we go. So the view from the front is pretty much going to be plain. I'm going to tell you right now. Oh, no wonder. When they tie, yeah, there we go. We got some hair stuck inside there. Okay, so from the front, basically the hair is just pulled back, twisted, and pulled into a ponytail. Okay, so swoop, twist, twist, twist into a ponytail. So the real action happens. Got some short hairs up here. The real action happens back here with the curls, and they are absolutely beautiful. It's got really nice long wig, as far as I can tell. There, this wig is okay. Nothing wrong with it. I'm completely happy. So I'm gonna put the hairnet back on, and then we can do some comparisons. So I lifted her up and took the stuffing from out of her dress. There's still some paper on the shoes. What I do want you to pay attention to is that this particular piece of paper is sewn into the skirt. So you have to make sure that you cut that piece out or pull it very carefully so that you don't mess up the skirt when you pull it out. Okay, so I'm hoping you can hear me. It's been in the 90s all week long here, and so there's just really no way in the world I am going to be up here with if I turn that window air conditioner off. Did have to turn the fan off though. So here are Josefina molds. These are not the only ones I had, but surprisingly, considering that where I was complaining about how overused the Josefina mold is, I don't really have that many. Of course, my collection is overwhelmingly classic because the AG lineup is overwhelmingly classic. And I'll do a breakdown of everyone by mold and skin tones later on. So, here we go. Skin tone number 30. Dark with neutral undertones. I think they're neutral. They might be warm. I have to look again. Anyway, number 35. Very dark. So, that is actually, it's a really big difference. A really big difference. And then just for some reference, here is Leah, who is a medium skin tone. Okay, basically that is my Barbie review. I know I forgot something, but it is so incredibly hot and really hard to think. And I just wanted to go ahead and unbox her while she was still fresh before I started kind of playing around with her. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.